So, Hell in a Cell 2018 goes down this Sunday night, and before we're all left mourning the tragic loss of Jeff Hardy and Mick Foley when they inevitably do something stupid inside that structure, what better time to take a run through the stipulation's brutal, bloody history and celebrate its greatest matches. Note the use of the word greatest, not most important. We're talking about the actual wrestling here. Unfortunately, that means there's no room for Mankind versus The Undertaker, which of course has the iconic fall, it's legendary and all that, but it's not a great wrestling match, so we can't include it. With that being said, I'm Andy for WhatCulture Wrestling, and here are the 10 best Hell in a Cell matches ever. Number 10. Kevin Owens vs Seth Rollins from Hell in a Cell 2016. The most recent match on our list just so happened to be the most enjoyable bout of Kevin Owens' Universal title reign, and to be honest, probably the last time he felt like a true prize fighter between the ropes. While the match did take a while to get going, it soon came alive with some awesome aggression, creating the kind of tone that these matches used to be known for back before PG came along and softened everything up. Number 9. Triple H vs Chris Jericho from Judgment Day 2002. Now, although Chris Jericho vs Triple H wasn't always the best feud, it did yield some pretty awesome matches, and this was one of the best, and a real slow-burning cracker inside Hell in a Cell. This one had everything from a logical referee bump to ladders to chairs to the usual grinding cell spots, and it even finished on top of the cell when both men were scrapping it out before Triple H hit the pedigree and pinned Jericho. Not bad. Number 8. Batista vs The Undertaker from Survivor Series 2007. Big Dave and The Undertaker always had great chemistry no matter the situation, and in this case, they concocted a violent brawl that more than lived up to Hell in a Cell's reputation. Now, there was of course a memorable post-match angle in which Edge disguised himself as a cameraman and then jumped The Undertaker, but that shouldn't overshadow what was a pretty awesome bout. It was, for lack of better words, brutal as and I, personally, am still having nightmares about that one spot when Undertaker threw Batista's neck down on a chair and he immediately spat out a big sploosh of blood all over the place. Ugh. Number 7. Brock Lesnar vs The Undertaker from No Mercy 2002. Now, a lot of people actually prefer their second Hell in a Cell bout from the 2015 pay-per-view, but honestly, I think the simple psychology and rock-solid storytelling of Brock going after Taker's injured hand takes the biscuit here. It was just a really simple piece of psychology done well inside the confines of Hell in a Cell, and while Taker had the bravado to eventually remove his own cast, he paid for it, as Lesnar reversed the tombstone into the F5 for the win. And then of course afterwards, who could forget the memorable image of Lesnar going full King Kong, scaling the cell and lifting the belt high. What a guy. Number 6. Rikishi vs Kurt Angle vs Steve Austin vs The Rock vs Triple H vs The Undertaker from Armageddon 2000. Now, fan opinions are somewhat split on this almighty cluster of a match, but if you like wild, out-of-control Attitude Era brawls, then this is one of the best. Rikishi is about the only guy in this match you couldn't call a legitimate Attitude Era icon, but he earned his spot in the match by taking a fall all the way from the top and onto a truck bed. The chaos was quite hard to keep track of, particularly for the poor cameramen and the production team, but hey, it was an awesome all-star brawl nonetheless. Number 5. Edge vs The Undertaker from SummerSlam 2008. This bout is super important because it came along not long after WWE had installed their PG rating, and it showed how Hell in a Cell could really work under the new restrictions, but unfortunately, the company haven't really followed its example since. Now, there wasn't exactly an abundance of mental spots because PG, but honestly, it didn't really matter. Taker and Edge still crammed in enough memorable moments to make this match worthwhile, including the cell wall collapsing and Edge going through about 700 tables to make a classic match. Number 4. Triple H vs The Undertaker from WrestleMania 28. The game's recent Raw chat about bringing back The Era at Super Showdown is pretty cringeworthy, but to be fair to him and The Undertaker always had really good matches together, and this is Exhibit A. With Shawn Michaels as the guest official, this was essentially 3 all-time legends coming together to finally close the book on their era, and hey, it was even billed as the end of an era itself. It wasn't, of course, the end for Hunter and The Undertaker, but it was a really exciting match, particularly during a white-hot closing stretch that saw multiple finisher kickouts and all kinds of drama. Number 3. Batista vs Triple H from Vengeance 2005. A real throwback to the days when Hell in a Cell was known for career-changing violence, this brutal, ghastly clash was probably the best of Big Dave's career and a real highlight of an awesome feud. There were all kinds of little stories at play here, from Triple H being defeated inside Hell in a Cell to Batista's inability to survive the pedigree, and of course, the Animal besting the game in both of their past 2 encounters. This created an awesome sense of drama, and it was only heightened by the violence, making this an all-time great. Number 2, Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker from In Your House, Bad Blood. When debating the best Hell in a Cell matches ever, the number 1 slot is usually taken up by one of 2 matches, and unfortunately in this case, the first ever Hell in a Cell match just misses out. But take nothing away from it, Taker vs Shawn is one of the most important WWE matches of all time, and it set a really high bar for all Hell in a Cell bouts to follow. When you throw Kane's all-time great debut into the mix, this is a near perfect dance of violence, storytelling, and of course, awesome moments. And at number 1, Cactus Jack versus Triple H from No Way Out 2000. Now, Mick Foley's big falls against The Undertaker might appear in more highlights packages, but the one he took here, when he crashed through the cell roof and then through the ring, at least came within the confines of an awesome match. Frankly, this might be one of the best feud-ending matches ever, with Triple H really coming into his own as a main event heel, and Foley playing the scrappy veteran babyface desperate to hold on to his career to absolute perfection. At this stage in his career, you knew that when Foley dons the Cactus Jack persona that blood and guts were guaranteed, so God bless that man for letting Triple H damn near murder him for our entertainment. So that's our list, but what do you think of the greatest Hell in a Cell matches ever? Be sure to head down to the comment section right now and let us know, and if you want to cry arse about Mankind and The Undertaker, I guess you can do that as well. It's all opinion, man. Who cares? And once you've done that, head on over to whatculture.com/WWE, where you'll find all manner of great articles written by the likes of Jamie Kennedy, Michael Hamflett, and of course, the great man himself, Michael Sidgwick. You'll have a great time. I've been Andy, and I'll see you later.